Next we are going to see the root mean square value of AC. So already we know that the value of AC cannot be measured by normal algebraic method. So that we are using the RMS value of AC because in normal algebraic method the alternating current over one complete cycle is 0 because it occurs in both the positive and negative half cycle. Okay, so that then if you are considering for the positive half cycle I naught and negative half cycle minus I naught, so that the net value of current overall on complete cycle is 0, so that we cannot measure in normal algebraic method. So we prefer the measurement of AC in terms of RMS value, that is called root mean square value. And next, what does mean by RMS value of AC? To understand that, just consider two resistors of same resistance. So in this the current AC is passing and in the another one the current DC is passing in the same time interval dt, and both having the resistance R. Then the amount of heat produced in this resistor, that is when the DC current is passing through a time interval dt, for example it produced 5 joule amount of energy, heat energy dissipated in this resistor. When the same 5 joule amount of heat energy is liberated in this resistor, then the DC current is equal to RMS value of AC. Okay, can you understand this? See, you consider two resistors of same resistance R and R, and you just consider the time taken by the current passing in this circuit is dt. Both are same, both the current are passing in the same time, and you are passing the alternating current in this resistor and DC in this resistor. Suppose which will produce the heat energy 5 joule. This is for example. Okay. Suppose this DC current would produce a 5 joule heat energy in this resistor. When the same amount of heat energy is produced in the first resistor, then the amount of DC passing through this resistor will be equal to the RMS value of AC that is passing through the same resistor in same time. Okay, and next we are going to derive the expression for the RMS value of AC. Just consider this IRMS value. To calculate this IRMS, and this is also called I effective power. See, this value of current can be represented as IRMS, or it is also referred as I effective, or it is referred as I virtual. So this RMS value of current can be represented in effective value of AC as well as the virtual value of AC. Okay, now you consider the instantaneous current passing in the circuit I is equal to I naught sin omega t. Already we know this expression. Okay, so this is the instantaneous current passing through the circuit. Here I naught is the peak value of current, and just consider dH is a small amount of heat energy, liberated when the current passing in the circuit through the small time interval dt. Okay, so dH is a small amount of heat energy produced when the current is passing with the small time interval dt. And we will know the expression for heat energy. H is equal to I square RT. So the small heat energy produced in the circuit is equal to I square R with respect to the small time interval dt. Then substitute this I is equal to I naught sin omega t. So we will get the expression dH is equal to I naught square sin square omega t R into dt. So in this expression I naught square and R are constant values, and you just take it out, so that dH is equal to I naught square R then sin square omega t with respect to dt. So to get the total value of heat energy, just integrate this equation. So integration of dH is equal to I naught square R integration of sin square omega t into dt. The limit is from 0 to t, because in the alternating current we are calculating it for over one complete cycle, so that the time interval initially is 0, finally for one complete cycle it is taken as t, so that we are substituting the limit 0 to t. Okay, and next the integration of dH is H, that is the heat energy liberated. Okay, then I naught square into R, integration of sine square omega t. See here, the sine square theta can be represented as 1 minus cos theta divided by 2. Okay, the sine square theta can be represented as 1 minus cos 2 theta, sorry, 1 minus cos 2 theta divided by 2. Okay, then you change this expression according to this, so that the sine square omega t can be represented as sine square omega t can be represented as 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2. Okay, so substitute in this expression, so that h is equal to I naught square r, integration of limit 0 to t, then 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2 into dt. Okay, and next you just multiply this integration here, this dt and the integration here, then you will get I naught square r. You take this 2 value outside 2, and integration of 0 to t and dt minus integration of 0 to t cos 2 omega t into dt. Okay, and next I naught square r, and integrate this dt, and integration of dt is t. Okay, with the limits 0 to t, minus integration of cos theta is sin theta. Okay, minus sin theta, and you are again integrating this value with respect to time. Okay, so actually cos theta, we are differentiating this time with respect to the time factor. Okay, so totally we are integrating cos 2 omega t, and the integration of cos 2 omega t is sin 2 omega t. Again integrate this with respect to time, so that you will get divided by 2 omega, and substitute the limit 0 to t. Okay, and next I naught square r divided by 2. Substitute here limit, upper limit minus lower limit. So t minus 0 minus sine 2 omega t divided by 2 omega. Okay, so substitute the limit here, so that sine 2 into omega capital T divided by 2 minus 0. Okay, upper limit minus lower limit. Okay, and next this omega t can be represented as 2 pi. Okay, so already we know that omega is equal to 2 pi by t. Okay, then omega t is equal to 2 pi. So substitute this omega t is equal to 2 pi in this expression, so that you will get I naught square r divided by 2. T minus 0 is simply taken as t, minus this sine 2 into, here omega t is represented as 2 pi. Okay, 4 pi divided by 2 omega. Okay, and minus 0. In this, sine 4 pi is equal to 0. Okay, sine 4 pi value is equal to 0. Then you substitute 0 for this expression. This total expression is equal to 0. Then you finally get I naught square RT divided by 2. So this is the amount of heat energy liberated when the amount of charge is passing, or amount of current is passing through a small time interval dt. Okay, and next this heat energy will be equal to RMS, I square RMS, that is RMS value of AC. Already we told that here the value of heat energy liberated for the direct current. Okay, and the current is equal to the RMS value of AC current. Okay, so instead of this I naught square, you substitute IRMS square. Okay, so IRMS square into RT. Okay, then equate the equation. This is considered equation 2. This is considered equation 1. Then equate these two equations. You'll get I naught square RT divided by 2 is equal to IRMS square R into T. Here this RT get cancelled. So you'll get IRMS square is equal to I naught square divided by 2. Take square root on both sides. So you'll get IRMS is equal to I naught divided by root 2. So this can be simply represented as 0.737 times the peak current. Okay, so the IRMS value of alternating current or the RMS value or effective value of alternating current is equal to 0.737 times the peak current which is passing in the circuit, or it also represented as IRMS is equal to 73.7% of the maximum current or peak current passing in the circuit. Okay, so in the same way we can define the RMS value of alternating EMF. Okay, so the RMS value of alternating EMF is also represented as 0.737 times the peak value of EMF, alternating EMF, and also it can be represented as 73.7% of the peak EMF in the circuit. Okay.